What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Friday morning so far. This is NYG Jeff 85 here, and I'm going to talk about the New York Giants and their first round pick that they made yesterday in the NFL draft, as the New York Giants have officially selected cornerback Deonte Banks out of Maryland, and he will be the newest member of the New York Football Giants going into this NFL draft. I couldn't have felt any happier about this pick. I couldn't have been any happier because Deonte Banks, in my opinion, was one of the best cornerback prospects coming out of this NFL draft, and he's one of the guys I was hoping could fall to the number 25 pick. I know some are thinking that maybe this is a little bit of a reach. Some aren't as high on it. Some don't even think that the cornerback position was as big of a need. I disagree. I thought that the Giants need to get themselves a top-flight cornerback, and I know there is depth. I know there's a lot of depth at this position in cornerback. But at the same time, when you get yourself a guy who could play his physical on the run and also could play bump and run coverage on the outside and can be a staple cornerback for the New York Giants going into the future for this team, I thought this was an absolutely great pick by the Giants. Now, there's varying reports on how big exactly of a player Deonte Banks is. Some reports saying he's about 6 foot. Others are saying he's about 6'2". He's around 200 pounds. He's a physical outside cornerback who plays very well against the run. And he actually ran a 4.3 at the NFL Combine this year. He's a terrific young prospect coming into the NFL. And Wink Martindale and everybody are exactly that. Very, very happy about this kid and the potential that he could bring for the New York Football Giants. Giants actually had to make a trade up in the NFL draft in order to pick up a guy like Deonte Banks, who has loads of athleticism. The Giants actually were originally picking at number 25, but the Giants instead traded with the Jacksonville Jaguars to move up to the number 24 pick, and instead they traded a 2023 5th round pick and a 2023 7th round pick in order to make this move up for Deonte Banks. So right now the Giants don't have a 5th round pick in the NFL draft, and the New York Giants have 2 7th round picks right now in the NFL draft. But at the same time, it didn't sound like Joe Schoen wanted to make a pick. Didn't sound like he wanted to make all 10 picks. So you get Deonte Banks, who has got a 31 3/8 arm span, and he's got a 9.38 hands overall. In terms of his score breakdown by NFL Stats Next Gem, they said he's got a 72 overall grade in terms of his cornerback ranking, which they have him at number 14. His athleticism score is an incredible 98, so obviously they're banking a lot on his overall athleticism in terms of him being a cornerback. He also scored an 87 overall in terms of the cornerback rankings, which ranks him 3rd overall. I believe he's right behind Christian Gonzalez and Devin Witherspoon. Gonzalez obviously went to the New England Patriots, and Witherspoon went to the Seattle Seahawks. And his overall combine results, he ran an impressive 4.35 in his combine. He ran a 1.49 in his 10-yard split with a 42-inch vertical jump, which is very good. He also ran an 11 foot 4-inch broad jump overall. He didn't run the 3-cone drill or the 20-yard shuttle or do a bench press. And in terms of his overall bio, Deonte Banks stayed in Maryland to play college football after earning an all-county marks as a senior in Edgewood High School in Baltimore. He made instant impact, starting with the team's final 8 games as a true freshman, where he had 28 total tackles, 1 interception with 2 pass breakups, and 11 appearances with the Maryland Terps. Banks started 3 of Maryland's 5 contests in 2020 with 11 tackles, 1 pass breakup, but only started 2 games following fall due to shoulder injury, where he only recorded 6 tackles. But he excelled as a junior in 2022, where he broke up 8 passes, posting 38 tackles, 1 interception, In 12 games, 9 starts overall before opting out of the team's bowl games to get ready for the NFL draft. And in terms of his overview, he's a perimeter corner with desired blend of size, strength, and athleticism. Banks is capable of release disruption from press. He plays smooth hips and easily feet to pedal and glide around the field. He's capable of matching his release and running with his opponent. However, he struggles to play with poise and awareness, which means he can get beat. If a wide receiver is able to beat him with sudden movements and jump. When he's back to the football, he needs to play with better route anticipation and reactive quickness at the break point, but his eye-popping NFL scouting, combine testing, and scheme versatility would create interest from a wide range of NFL teams, and Banks has first-round traits and could become a cornerback one if he can play with better discipline and challenge. That's obviously a very good thing to hear, is that he does have the upside to potentially be a major player for the New York Giants going forward. His strengths are experience in wide variety of coverages, outstanding size and length on outside corner, lateral slide to mirror and slow the release, use independent hands to reroute receiver. His lower body is fluid with smooth and swivel from his pedal, adequate gather and go footwork when phasing the route, passes off receivers with clear communication in the zone, plays strength to attack, and plays through the perimeter blocks. Some good things you want to have if you're an outside cornerback and you're trying to make an impact in the NFL with the New York Giants. In terms of his weakness overall, steps slow to anticipate route breaks from off man, gets crossed up hard route stems, gives groundwork when making lateral transitions, doesn't play with confidence when back is to the ball, panics when scrambling to get back into a play after falling behind, and giving up contained positioning against the run. Some things that obviously might give you a little bit of pause and concern when, looking at a guy like Deonte Banks. But at the same time, the Giants have one of the best defensive backs coach in the NFL with Jerome Henderson, who did yeoman's work with the guys he had on the roster this past season in 2022. And I have no doubt in my mind, if he can get himself the guys on this Giants roster that are going to be there now, I have no doubt in my mind he's going to be able to work with a guy like Deonte Banks and get the most out of this kid going forward. And also, you have Wink Martindale, who is also going to be another guy who is going to be able to work with Deonte Banks and help get the most out of this kid. Sure, the fact that his anticipation is still a little slow when it comes to break off mans and getting crossed up on hard routes, yeah, that's a little bit of a concern, and he does give up some contain when it comes to the run. But I also believe he's a very good run defensive player. He's going to work on terms of his panic when it comes to the ball falling behind on certain plays on the outside, and in terms of giving up ground lateral transitions going forward. I'm not worried about Banks. I do believe that this kid has got a ton of talent, and I do believe the Giants made the right move in drafting this kid in terms of being an outside cornerback. You do have some concerns about why, some of the things that are on here, but in terms of his strengths, it's exactly what you want. He has great size on the outside, and he's also pretty much an outside cornerback. We don't have to worry about being a slot guy. He's an outside cornerback with great size, 205, 6'2". That's exactly what you're looking for. And he's very good in terms of communication on the back end. And he plays well in terms of the strength on the attack on the outside. And has good lateral movement side to side on the football field. Like I mentioned, great size and length on the outside cornerback position. But we'll have to wait and see how this is going to transition when we get into the NFL. Anything is possible just because he has good variables and just because he has good size and length doesn't exactly mean he's going to be an outstanding corner when we get into the beginning of the NFL season down in September. But I like this pick. I was a huge fan of Deonte Banks watching his tape when he was playing down in Maryland. I think this is a great pick, and I think just because of the coaching staff we have, they're going to be able to utilize the excellent athleticism that this kid possesses, with the fact that they scored him a 98 overall in terms of his athleticism during the combine, makes you believe that this kid, if you get him into the right system, you have him around the right coaching, you can get the most out of this kid. And I believe that's exactly what we have with the New York Football Giants and Wink Martindale and Jerome Henderson. So let me know in the comment section what you think about the pick of Deonte Banks at pick number 24 by the New York Football Giants. If you love the pick, if you're indifferent on the pick, if you don't like the pick, let me know in the comment section. As always, hit that like button and give a sub to NYGJeffyT85. More news updates and chatter surrounding the New York Giants, and turn on the bell for notifications of the next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. As well, in the comment section, what do you think the New York Giants will target going into rounds 2 and 3 tonight for the NFL Draft? Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Take it easy, and let's go New York Football Giants. As always, together blue, everyone.